Hello and welcome back, I'm Sean, and today we're checking out a small but very powerful outdoor speaker for all your adventure, your camping and water sports need. So will it be any good? Let's check it out. So starting with what I like about this speaker is the power and volume you get with this, and it is unmatched, especially for its size and price point. This 50-watt speaker is louder than I expected them to be. And the speaker is also waterproof at IP68, but not only that, it also comes with a feature that makes it floatable, so when it gets dunked into a pool of water, it's just gonna turn right side up and continue playing. The speaker is also more saltwater resistant, making it super rugged and durable for outdoor use or using it in the ocean. I also like the 16 hours battery life you get with this speaker, meaning it's going to last you as long as your outdoor excursion calls for, and not only that, you also get to charge this speaker and use them at the same time. The sound quality here is also good, and this speaker is definitely capable in producing some great sounds. You just need to tune them a little bit out of the box. There is also a TWS mode, so you can daisy chain two of these speakers together to make it a stereo pair. So to the parts where I think could be better, and I know the straps here are made in a way to be flexible, but in my opinion, this thing, just an extra step to tie it down and you can easily lose the clamps on the strap. They are very high quality though. Well, on the bright side, it's not difficult to buckle in, so just follow the instructions. Secondly, the sound quality out of the box is not the best, and it has this warm muffled tone, which is not the best, but a simple EQ tune will fix it. Mainly for people who use them without the app will kind of be wondering why it doesn't sound as good as review says it is. Although the battery life here is pretty long, if you play with LED as well as the bass up feature, on top of that, playing it loudly for your party needs, it's definitely going to drain the battery a lot faster. And finally, latency here could be better, and for both gaming and movies, you do see a tiny delay when using it with the speaker. So the speaker comes in at a price of 590 Malaysian ringgit or around 140 US dollars, so it's not cheap, but for what it's capable of doing, definitely worth the price. And for a limited time, you can get this up to $45 off, so definitely get them quick. And if you find value in what you hear and like what you see, do subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so the YouTube algorithm can pick this up. And if you want to buy the speaker, do check out my links below. So let's talk about this 50-watt speaker and what it can deliver. So first of all, you need to tune the speaker in the app, and I find that the 4 EQs that come with the speaker doesn't quite justify the sound quality that the speaker is capable of. So I tuned them with a basic V-shaped signature, and it brings out the best of each frequency for this test. So by pushing the EQ like that, it gives it a very familiar tone, which I really like, making the speaker sound really powerful and dynamic. The presets that came with it sounded kind of muffled and wasn't reflecting what the speaker could do. By tuning it this way, it opens up the entire speaker, gives you better reach for both the bass notes as well as the high notes with a slight recessed mids. So bass here is powerful, you get a nice rumble with very good mid-bass tones, however not very powerful sub-bass rumbles here. So if you like songs like Doing It Right by Daft Punk, it's not going to sound the best, but for 90% of the other songs out there without aggressive sub-bass, this speaker actually sounds amazing. With the vocals tuned as such, you get a slight recessed warmth to it since I drag it a little bit lower, and without it sounding too muffled. It's clear, sharp, and has very good reproductions for both male and female vocals, and I love how it sounds clear and sharp amidst the bass and highs. Highs here is decent, it's great, sounds clear but not the brightest in the genre, but still a very capable sounding highs. You get good instrument separations, and for a typical Bluetooth speaker, you actually don't get muffling and jumbling up of high notes, which is rare to find in a speaker, where sound quality usually isn't the main concern. Overall, a very nice sounding outdoor speaker for your enjoyment.
People living around potential targets such as military bases and chemical plants may be advised to evacuate.
So Soundcore makes very practical and well-designed speakers, and the Boom 3i here is no different. And you get a very rugged build, and you get this nice, good solid heft to it, weighing in around 780 grams. At the front here, you're gonna get a pretty nice plastic built front with a nice Soundcore branding. Inside, you do see two speaker units, but I'm not sure what are the exact dimensions, but it looks like you have a larger oval-shaped speakers here, as well as a rounded, smaller tweeters here. So you also get two passive radiators at the side of the speakers where it vibrates and you can see the speaker vibrates and rumbles. At the top here, you're going to get some button controls and LEDs to indicate that it's activated, and you also get lighting controls, a dual device pairing, as well as a bass up 2.0 button, and next to that is also a holder to hold the strap in. At the sides, it also lights up with different lighting styles that you can customize, and at the back is a thick port that hides a Type-C port inside. The main feature that I like about this design is that the speaker floats, so if you throw it in any body of water, it will always turn right side up so you still get sound playing. There's also a buzz clean technology, so if your speaker gets dirty, you can just buzz it clean. So the volume you get with the Boom 3i is very impressive, and I get to a comfortable listening volume for personal use where it's right in front of me at around 15% volume, and scaling upwards of 45% volume is sufficient for a small room coverage, and it starts getting to feel loud if you're sitting in front of it. Around 60% volume is definitely to the point where I'm a little nervous playing this in my house, afraid that neighbors will be hearing them already. So if that's it, you're going to get so much power and volume with the 50 watts from this speaker. So the Soundcore app is very comprehensive, and at the homepage you get the image of your new speaker, and at the top left corner a small tiny battery level that doesn't convey much. A percentage would be more helpful. So below that, you also get volume controls and a playback button. You also get the bass up 2.0 toggle, which has this nice animation on the image above. And below that is also an EQ selector, and you get about 4 presets. By my opinion, you need to manually tune it in the 9-band EQ to get the most out of it. So the 4 that comes with it, even in the Soundcore signature, doesn't really give you the full potential from this speaker. And you can tune it to this V-shaped signature that you see here. And with that, you can experience the true power of the low, the mid, as well as the highs. Below that is the voice amplifier, which I will show you in a while, where you can use it to broadcast stuff to your speaker. Imagine if you're using this at camp but you're slightly far away and wants to speak to someone at camp, this would be very useful. Hello, it's time for dinner. Hello, it's time for dinner. Yo guys, come on, come have 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 dinner. So next to that is a sound effect, starting from the emergency alarm, where you get to play very loud noises to get people's attention, especially in emergency situations. And next to that is also a white noise capability. It's brought over from the Soundcore Sleep A30, where you get a ton of white noise you can play around with. Under recommended, you also get 3, but you get so much more under DIY. Of course, this is not the full suite of sounds you get as the Sleep A30, but it's still pretty good. You also get the buzz clean technology here, which lets you play a deep bass sound to buzz away all dirt and debris from the speaker if it gets dirty or sandy. And under the speaker setting, you also get updates for your firmware of the speaker. And under the light tab, you can also adjust and play around with the lighting effects of the speaker, which is very nice. So latency on this speaker is not the fastest, and I do see some latency when playing games like PUBG, but then again, these are not made specifically for gaming, but more for your outdoor music and movie enjoyment. Fortunately, watching movies and videos on this is good with very minor latency. So let's take a look at the latency performance of this speaker. All in all, a pretty great sounding speaker, and I really like them. It's rugged and has a lot of cool features such as the broadcasting feature, auto-correct floating feature, as well as the emergency SOS sound. This speaker definitely punches above its price bracket with all this innovation that Soundcore is throwing in. If you want to check out other speakers that I've reviewed, click right over here on this playlist, and if you want to check out my latest review on my channel, click right over here, and I'll see you over at those videos.